How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 called the Countryside Lands. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "The Countryside Lands is a fictional place that could resemble the French countryside. This map was created in collaboration with part of the French-speaking community of Farming Simulator. If you start as a new farmer, you will have a relatively basic farmhouse, shelter, and silo, and a pasture as well as equipment. You will find several areas on the countryside: an old village, an industrial zone, a housing estate, several development zones, a port zone, a forest zone, and a large city. You'll find various points of sale and custom purchases. Some points of sale are more profitable than others. The countryside contains 106 fields ranging in size from 0.29 hectares to 4.61 hectares, many forestry plots of different sizes, free areas to build your farm, 25 items to collect, several factories and points of sale, a BGA. Have fun and make the country lands your home." There are required mods for this map, and they are all by Grimlock RRC, and they are the stone silo, wood chip and grass silo, lime production, chocolate factory, fertilizer plant, and the biotank. This map was created by Grimlock RRC and is 204.88 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here on our main starting farm, and we start out by owning. Let's go click off of that. Farmlands number 1, 31, 32, 33, 70, 82, 152, and 153. 1 is where our fertilizer plant, which is a production point, and the biotank sell point are located. 31 right here is a barley field ready to harvest. 32 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 33 is our main starting farm. 70, which is up here, is a cow pasture. 82 is a cow and sheep pasture right there. We got 152, which is up here. That is a lime production that we own. And then 153, which is right here, is where the stone silo buy point is located right there. If we take a look at prices around the map here, we start out with some of the smaller fields. So we'll start right here. $86,000, $106,000, $56,000, 160, 229, 224, 158, 191, 129, 106. Get to some of the smaller ones here: 65, 45. Got a really small one there: 31, 67. Going to some bigger ones. Let's see, 262 and 308. So really, all in all, the range of prices is not that bad. It's all relatively cheap, but it's also all relatively small. We do start out with animal pens. You can see we have a cow pasture, 2 cow pastures, and a sheep pasture. Contracts are available on this map. You do start out by owning a couple of production points, as well as being having a bunch that are available as well. And then if we take a look at the statistics tab, we do have collectibles on this map, 25 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting out on the buy menu, there is no mods and DLCs tab here, so there's no mods to be seen as are specific to this map. Let's see, then under the buy menu, there is absolutely nothing under the buildings tab, but if we go under productions and factories, we scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see Canning Factory, the Countryside Lands mods. That is a mod that is specific to this map. There is nothing under selling points, greenhouses, cultivation, generators, or under generators, and that's it. Then there's nothing at all under animals, there's nothing under decorations, and there's nothing under landscaping. So we do start out here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at our starting equipment. Let's go over to the vehicles, and we start out with the Agromaz Aquila Drive 400 seater, the Agromaz POV5 XL plow, the Amazon Senio 4000 Super cultivator, Abbey 550 water tanker, Albert pallet fork, the Braid LK105 fertilizer and lime spreader, the Claas Avion 450 harvester, the Claas Vario 620 header. We got the Capello Dymet 8 corn and sunflower header, the Elho Duet 7300 mower, the International Series 200 truck, the K-Brand Maxima 3-till, that is our planter, the K-Brand TF1512 front tank. We got the K-Brand VB3190 baler, the Kachar HDS 918 4M power washer, the Massey Ferguson 5713S, the Massey Ferguson 7S190, the Nardi N40BX header trailer, the Poniger Rotocare V12400, that is the weeder hoe. We got the Quickie Q6M front loader, the Riddier Respiro R7RD merger, the Rudolph TDK 3001 RP trailer, the Tenwinkle FGB 600 weight, the Tenwinkle Guscom 1250 weight, and that is everything. So let's start taking a look around our farm. So starting out here to my right, we have our fuel tank there, wardrobe trigger right here, and sleep trigger. We have our main starting farm silo, another secondary silo that only takes wood chips, chaff, and grass. We have a bunch of storage right around here and all of our equipment. And that's it. I mean, we do have this stuff across the street right here. I was going to grab the truck and go over there, but I kind of wandered over this way, so I can do it real quick. Sheep pasture right here, feed there. You can load your sheep in there. Water there. You have room for 30 sheep, and you can see very slightly, this is where your wool will spawn right in here. Cow pasture right behind it. Room for 17 cows. Feed goes there. Animals go there, your cows, and your water there. Now let's go grab the truck and make our way around the map. There we go, right there. So I'll head off in this direction here. We'll get to our first point of interest. All right, to my right is the grain mill. You can purchase the grain mill for $288,000. Right here is the input, and output is around the back, right there. Continuing down the road, got this big city coming up right in front of me. Stop right here. Bakery is right here. You can purchase it for $150,000. Output there, and input is around the side, right there. Across the street over here is the canning factory. You can purchase this for $330,000. Output is in front of me, and input is right there. Grab the truck. Shop trigger. Repair trigger. Gas station across the street. Over here is the oil mill. Input is right here. You can purchase it for $240,000. And output is right here. Over here is the dairy sell point right there. Whoops. Continue going straight. Oops, I didn't mean to come back here. That's all right. All right. Coming up here to my right there is the Store City Sell Point. We'll make a left. Now, to my right is the Warehouse Buy Point. Warehouse Sell Point just behind there. And coming up here again to my right is the Big Farmers Kiosk Sell Point right over there. So now we need to head out of here. As we continue to follow this road, we're going to break off here and follow it to the left. And we're just going to keep following this out to the east. And now coming up here at this intersection, we'll slow down, make a right. And now we're going to follow this road up and across the river to that location there, the paper factory. Output right there. Input in front of me. And wood cell trigger, as well as the purchase point of $525,000. Now we just need to cross back over the bridge, go check out our next point of interest, and head back out to the main road where we broke off. Make a right, followed by another right. And now back here is the carpentry. Purchased the carpentry for $300,000. Around the back, input right there with a wood cell trigger, and output right there. And then over here, we have the port sell point right here. Now if we follow this road back to here, we have the Marina Store sell point. Now we need to backtrack just a little ways. And now we'll make one more right. And then over here, we need to stop and take a look at the map because we do have a spot we got to buy right here. So we were here on our main starting farm, saw everything we needed to see there. We came over here to the grain mill, then down in town here where we saw the bakery, the canning factory, the shop trigger repair trigger, the gas station, the oil mill, then down to the dairy. We then passed by all this. We went up to the Store City sell point, back and around warehouse buy point, and then passed by the sell point. Went to the Big Farmer Kiosk, came up and around, over across the river to the paper factory, came up and around to the carpentry, then over to the port sell point, then over to the marina, marina store sell point. Then we came back up to here to farmland number 155 for $81,024. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Buy. And we now have the chocolate factory. You can see here. Wrench there. Input here. Now, I have not found the output box for this, so not sure what the story is with that. Go ahead and get turned around in here. And then make another left. To my left is the Lime Station buy point. To my right is the biotank sell point. Fertilizer production to my right there. That is one that you own, so you can just put your inputs and your outputs right there. Let's see. Next one is the cement factory. Input there. Output here, and can purchase it for $370,000. Stone silo buy point for stones right there, and around the back side over here. We have the, what was this one again? The station sell point. Now we cut through the rest of this. As we follow this road around, we'll see our next set of interests. See it popping up there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and stop right here. Directly in front of me is the soup factory. Input there, output there, wrench right here. Purchase for $405,000. Spinnery is right here. $180,000. Input there, output there. And next to that is the sugar mill. Input there, output here, and $240,000. Heading down the road. We need to make another purchase for the biogas plant right here. So we'll stop. So we were right here at 155. The chocolate factory came back out and around where we saw the Lime Station buy point, the biotank sell point, the fertilizer plant that you already own, across the street to the cement factory. Then we went over and saw the stone silo buy point, as well as the terminal sell point. Then we came up and around out to here where we saw the soup factory, spinnery, and sugar mill. And now we're here at 154, $151,319. Go ahead and buy that. And we have the biogas plant. Output, aka digestate, liquid input, and solid input as well. Now coming up here, got a few more points of interest. Lime production, here to my right, that is one that you own. Tailor shop, right over here, can be purchased for $240,000. Input and output, right over there. The small farmer's kiosk to my right, sell point. Cooper right here. So we have our output. Can be purchased for $300,000, and inputs around the backside. Right there. Hop back in the truck. We'll follow this out to here. Turn and we'll head up to the Lake Store sell point right there. Head back to the main road. Head back to town. Oops. All right. Another one of our cow pastures right here. Again, input for water, input for feed, cow input right there, and room for 25 cows. Now coming up around the corner here is our last set of interests. Directly in front of me is the animal dealer. Now, if you want to purchase animals for your pens and pastures listed around the map, go ahead and come to this location and you can use this icon here to purchase your animals directly. You can also use this same icon at any pens and pastures you have located around the map. If you do use this icon directly, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location, delivering them to wherever your pens and pastures are located around the map. Now, just to kind of illustrate this, you'll see for an adult cow, it's an additional $100 per adult cow. So if we were to go ahead and purchase an additional 25 cows, it's an additional $2,500. So if you're just starting out and you're wanting cows, that's going to be, something to take into account. Is, do you want to deliver it and charge you, or do you want to take the alternative, which is to bring an animal trailer to this location and load your animals directly into that trailer by parking it and then using this animal dialog box, this icon right here. It'll load it directly into the animal trailer rather than delivering it to the pens and pastures you may have around your map. Over here we have the bale selling sell point, and that is it. That is everything here for the countryside lands. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. So there's some things I like about this map, and there's other things I don't like about this map. Some of the things I do like about this map is the terrain. The terrain is really nice. It's got nice undulations. There's even some bits of this map where there's some pretty wide open area. You can see right here in front of me, like there's a good range of sight. Even though that there's plenty of undulations around this map, it's actually quite impressive how they were able to do that. The color palette is relatively toned down. You do have a lot of wildflowers around, but I mean, it's not overwhelmingly bad to where it is like intrusive and making it look like a cartoon. Like, this is a nice little balance between there being some color and, other than grass, and yeah, then you're kind of good to go from there. Now, some of the things I don't care for about this map, and I'm like, this area here is a perfect example. You can see how the texture of the roads just kind of seems to be just secondary to everything else. You can see, like, I'm not expecting it to be a perfect transition, but you've got this kind of brickwork that's coming out here that is impeding into the road. But that's kind of like a really dramatic example. You can see another one right here on the right side of the truck where it's just encroaching into the road, and more than half the road is now covered in this brick or this kind of paver material. You've got directly in front of me this, where you've got this kind of risen lip onto the production point here, or the sell point, which is in the back. But then you've got this kind of, half grass kind of dealt with texture. Nothing likely is going to grow right there, beyond this month. And yeah, you're just going to see this little green like intrusion into the map. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Like, it's almost like maybe an error when it ported over the console. Maybe, I'm not sure. But it's one of those where that would get rather annoying rather quickly. So unfortunately, I would have to give this, on again, that scale is of that scale, 0 to 5, I would have to give this a 3. I think this is a push. You know, right there in the middle. It's got some good stuff. It's got some things I don't much care for. You can also see some of the kind of speckling of the grass texture in the middle of the roads. And I'm not quite sure what the story is with that, but again, you got the kind of grass that is encroaching in on both sides of the map here. You got this, where it's literally just kind of strewn in the middle of the road right here. That's, I mean, that's really intrusive into the kind of immersion factor of this particular map. So I think once the map maker kind of comes on and does some TLC and whatnot, then I think this will be a very nice map. I think it'll be a very fine example of a good map. But right now, it's just about middle of the road. 3 out of 5. So yeah, that is how I feel about this map, and I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The show is engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. That being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.